Cory, I'm sorry I couldn't get to you earlier. We've been working endlessly because of the recent bout of malaria in here in Sierra Leone. It's on top of the civil war over control of diamonds, and with how busy we are, we can't keep anything stocked for more than a few days at a time because of the sheer scope of needs. We need more workers and funding, and I had to convince my boss to let me spend just a few minutes today to try and do some outreach with some of the American Red Cross volunteers like yourself. This will have to be short though. Please bear in mind that I'm working with a computer that's almost 10 years old, so this won't be high quality. Of course, I was already a Red Cross volunteer when I enrolled at Valencia. I studied in biotechnology laboratory sciences so that I could become a laboratory technician. Those were great days, stressful at times but worth it. Cheap too, since the whole degree only cost me about $5,000 and I paid maybe $2,000 of it myself. I went ahead and started working my bachelor's part-time while working at a local hospital, and thankfully UCF let me take some more classes through Valencia, which saved me money and kept things easy. Eventually though, I had to go to UCF and bite the bullet. In 2021, I graduated with my bachelor's and only $8,000 in debt since I had to take a loan out my senior year. The Red Cross asked me to work for them full-time in the U.S. at first. After 3 years of testing blood donations for the Red Cross, the civil war in Sierra Leone began. We started moving in almost immediately, and I've been here for 2 years now. Beautiful countries. I'll have to send you pictures later. I had a GPA of 3.3, so I'd say I did pretty well. It was difficult, but I always felt a need to complete it. I practically live in a tutoring center. I knew I had to do it though because I've always felt the need to help others. I kind of have a life motto or purpose for my life. It's to get smart and be useful, and let nothing get in the way of that. I've always wanted to help people and use science to do it, and biotechnology gives me plenty of options. I could work in agriculture, drug development, forensics, research, or a clinical setting like I am. I got smart enough to help others through my education, and my natural wonder of the world, and the Red Cross gave me a big opportunity to be useful. Even if I leave the Red Cross, I still have plenty of opportunities because of all the different fields in education and biotechnology allows me to work. One of my professors at Valencia, Dr. Ingersoll, told me that in an interview that biotechnology isn't a science itself. It's a set of tools that can be used in many different sciences. She also told me to live your life in a way that you can say you'd do it all again exactly the same. Well, I'm in a lab all day that's attached to a field clinic. My job is all the lab work a person gets when they go to a hospital. You know, the little piece of paper that tells you the amount of various things in your body and helps doctor know exactly what's wrong with the patient. I find those values. A lot of my time is spent looking under a microscope looking for dangerous microorganisms. It's usually the same handful, with malaria being the hardest one to see in early stages because it looks just like dark spots. To do this kind of work, you've got to pay attention to detail and have a love of science. Back stateside, sometimes I would just look at a sample for a few hours and see how everything works right before my eyes. Not so much anymore, because we're overworked way too much and can barely maintain the system as it is. It takes a good amount of time just to keep everything in order. A vial of blood is just a vial with a small label on it. If you mix it up, you'd probably never find it again and fix the problem. It's just a vial after all. But that vial is more than that. It's somebody's life and their health. It came from a person that's sick and needs help. We've got good triage here, so we only see people that really need the help. That vial could be from a man whose dysentery is keeping him from working the farm that feeds his family and pays the bills. Or it could be a child who's sick and the mother doesn't know why, but she's begging for help. Or maybe it's a woman who was hit with shrapnel when her village was bombed. Now her wounds are infected. Without someone working in the lab to figure out what is causing the infection, the doctor can't give antibiotics. No antibiotics means a slow death in an overcrowded clinic of strangers who are also dying just like you. It's just a vial of blood. But it's so more than just that. That's why I work for the Red Cross. You can donate to the Red Cross, and you can also volunteer. Even if your volunteer work is stateside, that means that the Red Cross can move another volunteer to a country like Sierra Leone. We always need blood donations, and O-type is the most desirable because we can use it on any patient. Consider doing I might have to go.